Welcome to Goose Fat Munchers. No. Greg Dykes minted. No. Glorious methamphetamines. No. Gossipmongers. Yes. Gossipmongers. Yes. Yes. That's it. Gossipmongers. Welcome. Get your gossip goggles on. Get your gossip goggles on. Gossip number 1.
Right, this is from Ollie Smith. Dear Gossipmongers, I went to school in Southend-on-Sea. In our year, we're a set of twins. One male, one female. Why are you laughing?
Because you're smirking. Yes, you are. You're going,
After a mandatory sex ed class in year 5, rumour has it male twin wanted to know what the inside of a woman's vagina felt like.
Oh, I don't like this one already.
So asked female twin if she would allow him to poke around.
God.
Why you get really wound up by the oddest things. You're grinning like you've never been happier.
Loving it.
Someone talks about dust or something, you get annoyed. And
Strictly in the name of scientific discovery, she is said to have sated his curiosity and allowed him to do just that. This rumour was proliferated and told to me by my stepbrother. Fast forward 20 years. My stepbrother and female twin ended up working at the same company, began dating, and are now engaged to be married. I've not yet had the courage to ask my brother if he remembers telling me his wife-to-be let her own twin brother finger her.
save it for the wedding day.
And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to look at male twin in the eye when we eventually running into each other at the wedding.
They're going to be related.
So I thought I'd tell you guys instead. I can only hope I don't get drunk enough that my own curiosity provokes me into finding out once and for all if these rumours were true. Yours, Ollie Smith.
Ollie Smith, full name.
Oh dear.
Gossip number 2.
This is from Anonymous. Good morning, Gossipmongers. When I was 14, me and a friend from school worked as dishwashers in a small hotel. When exerting himself over the sink washing dishes, my friend would make a gentle and rhythmic grunting sound, which led him being titled Dish Pig for the entirety of his employment. Verbal abuse would be volleyed towards Dish Pig throughout every shift, but he would just keep his head down and contentedly grunt
Sorry,
away.
I missed when he does it.
During his shift, when he was
when's he washing?
when he's dishwashing, he'd slowly, rhythmically.
Against the
I don't know.
like the sink.
I think when exerting himself over the sink washing
Right.
dishes, my friend would gently and rhythmically make a grunting
I'll
sound.
try that tonight.
I've got a dishwasher.
Yeah, she was, mate.
Oi!
God.
Oi, oi!
Jesus.
Lads. Yeah, if anything, I'd do it more than her. Right. One day, the abuse given to Dish Pig was particularly bad, and I felt sorry for him. So I asked him, Dish Pig? Cooey, Dish Pig. What's with the grunting, mate? If you stopped, they might ease up on you. Dish Pig then revealed his secret. Oh dear. He'd been carving holes into various vegetables and popping the whittled veg onto his willy where it would stay for the duration of his shift.
No.
As he rubbed against the sink, Dish Pig would be unable to stifle his pleasure and let out grunting. What, did he do this for like 5 hours? Fuck off. Eventually jizzing in his trousers.
Wow.
Right. Dish Pig didn't mind the...
Looks at me with disgust. I didn't do it.
Well, it's from Anonymous in Sussex.
You dish pig, David.
Dish Pig didn't mind the torrent of abuse as he was having a whale of a time. In fact, it helped him along. Oh dear.
Yeah.
It turned out that he'd made his life's ambition to create the best vagina for his piggy pumping needs, and had a detailed database of all the vegetables and fruit he had fucked. This included preparation techniques, cooking methods if required, how they felt, and overall ratings out of 10. He did claim to once have bummed a lasagna.
Bummed.
Do you bum a lasagna? Everything else gets the front and everything. Lasagna go in lane 2.
That's confusing.
But it's not a vegetable and did not fit the criteria of a vagina. Vagina.
Okay. So it's bummed. Okay, yeah.
To the surprise of many, his favourite was in fact the humble potato. The natural moisture helps it gently slide from base to helmet without chafing. Dish Pig's top tip was to use an older potato that had started to wrinkle and sprout little legs.
I don't like that.
Dish Pig's top tip.
These ones were just ever so slightly softer on the inside.
Dish Pig's top tip.
Dish Pig's database became famous around school, so much so he copied it onto floppy disk. With the word floppy scratched out and boner written on it. Which he sold for £1.
Wow. Businessman.
That's how Alan Sugar started.
Entrepreneur.
Everyone remembers that year as the best ever.
Oh, God.
I hadn't given this much hope when I started. I'm sort of like Dish Pig. I lost touch with Dish Pig after he left school. I never really thought about him again until I saw his name appear on the Great British Bake Off credits.
Wow.
I'm a runner on Great British Bake Off. Crazy world, isn't it?
Wow.
Gossip number 3.
Okay. So this is from David. So, dear Gossipmongers, this piece of gossip concerns the father of a friend of mine. For the purpose of this story, we'll call him Barry. At the time this occurred around 10 years ago, Barry, a man in his early 50s, was on a business trip and was staying in a small family-run hotel in East Germany, not too far from the border of the Czech Republic. Upon checking into the hotel with the owner, a large balding man, Barry went up to his room to unpack and freshen up. However, to his disgust, he found that the bathroom had been left in a far from satisfactory state, specifically the toilet. At this stage, I need to point out the key differences between Eastern European toilets and a UK one. In various parts of Eastern Europe, it's common for there to be a shelf at the back of the pan. Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah.
What in the middle of the loo?
It's like...
Not the
I've got to look at this.
hole.
Yeah.
The hole where the flush goes down.
I think it means, isn't it, when it's like that and it's flat and then it goes down? It's so
Well-
you can look at your shit.
Why would you want to look at your shit?
Check it for stuff.
Continue.
That's it.
Well, a razor
Right,
blade.
okay. Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Show me.
It's called the poo shelf.
Poo shelf.
Currently,
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's mainly shelf.
it's mainly shelf.
Are you going to get one installed?
No.
Okay.
No.
I get
You
it.
like them?
Well, I get why you'd want to just check everything's in
Absolutely. Bobby.
working order.
Working order. See the cogs are working.
Okay. Oh, I'm really scared about this. Okay. Oh, God.
Okay. Take your time.
Oh. In Europe, it's common for there to be a shelf at the back
Sorry,
of
it
the
says
pan.
here German toilet,
Yeah.
Normal toilet. The lay and display, it's called.
Delay.
The lay.
Oh, for
So
delay and
it must need a
Delay
thorough
and
cleaning
display.
quite regularly because...
Yeah, yeah. You just give it a quick.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Just move out of Germany.
Shall I do that? This is horrible. Okay.
Okay.
So in various parts of Eastern Europe, it's common for there to be a shelf at the back of the pan.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being given the high volume of sausage consumed, users can inspect their feces for worms before flushing said turd
Fuck, is
away.
that what it's for? For worms?
It's probably not just for fucking worms.
How often do they get fucking worms?
Fucking
Constant.
worms.
Checking for
Oh,
worms.
yeah, come on, let's get past this shelf.
Oh God, I'm sweating. However, whatever the result of the worm inspection, I don't know why this person thinks it's just worms.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a blue moon.
Maybe
you
it
get
wasn't a blue moon, it's worms.
Yeah, horrible.
I'm with David now. I want to get past the fucking shelf.
Yeah. Okay. The previous. Oh, right. Okay. Whatever the result of the worm inspection, the previous user had not flushed and had instead left quite a massive shit in Barry's hotel toilet, which was now practically glued to the shelf. Ah, okay. Looking around the bathroom, Barry couldn't find a toilet brush, and after several flushes and one carefully directed piss, the turd remained firmly lodged on the shelf.
Don't you just call down to reception?
One's like,
Oh, who
turd.
told that? Was it you that told that? There's a famous stand-up comedian story.
What's that?
Oh, fuck, who told me this?
What
I
about
thought
a
it'd be
shelf?
one of you two.
What?
They stayed in a hotel and they did a shit and it wouldn't flush.
No.
Who told me this? They stayed in a hotel. It's really good. And they did a shit and it wouldn't flush. And they're like, oh, fuck. So they went down to reception.
Oh, I know. Yeah, go
They
on.
went down to reception. Someone came up with them to deal with it and said, look.
Oh, it's gone, isn't
And
it?
he flushed it and it just went.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
No, don't say it.
oh, yeah. But it's just
That's a
that.
great little story. Look at that. Flush. See you later.
Fuck, yeah.
Oh, dear. Should we come and have a look at my shit?
Good, isn't it?
Oh, God.
How quickly it goes.
Right, sorry.
Okay.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
Deciding that he wasn't prepared to touch it, Barry then decided to go down to reception to complain about the poo, or at very least acquire a toilet brush. The man who had checked Barry in was nowhere to be seen. Instead, a young girl around 15 with the name tag of Eva,
Called Eva.
Eva Brown.
who Barry assumed was the proprietor. Oh, I can't say it. Proprietors.
That's
Yeah.
it. Relax.
Proprietors.
Yeah, they own it. They own it.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Was manning the desk. Barry tried to explain the situation to Eva, but his German wasn't good enough, and Eva didn't speak any English. Eventually, he managed to persuade her through gesturing to follow him back to the room.
Bet it goes the same way.
I
Do
wonder.
you think?
Hope so.
Okay. Once there, Barry beckoned Eva into the bathroom and lifted the toilet lid, where the gigantic log still lay firmly affixed to its shelf. I love it.
Quite enjoying this.
He pointed to the turd and nodded to ensure Eva understood.
This is going to go the
Yeah,
same way,
yeah.
isn't it?
To ensure that Eva understood that was exactly what he was referring to, and then flushed the toilet. The shit was then promptly flushed away.
Wow.
Oh.
They've heard gossip, haven't
Is
they?
this a
They've
Is this an urban
they've
legend?
nicked
Wow.
stand up by the sound of it.
Really?
Or it's just a
Oh, it's an urban myth.
it's urban myth.
Yeah. Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Tim? Feeling more than a little embarrassed, Barry then looked up to Eva to find she was wearing an expression of complete fear and disgust. And it quickly dawned on Barry that Eva thought he must be some kind of poo fetishist.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And just wanted to show her his massive poo. Richard.
Well, this is wonderful.
Yeah,
We've unearthed.
we have. Richard mumbled
A
a
myth.
half-hearted apology to Eva and Eva practically run out of the room. Barry had to stay in the hotel for a further 3 nights. During that time, none of the staff
it's all
were
bollocks.
looking.
It's all bollocks.
Also, I'd like to point out.
It's all bollocks.
Can I point out one thing? David, you explained it in 9 seconds.
Yeah,
You did that whole thing in 9 seconds, and then we moved
Well, to
on.
be fair, we focus on the shelf for
Yeah, but
30
it was
minutes.
mostly
Still-
shelf, yeah.
just a little point to the listeners. If you're gonna write in, cool
Have you
reception.
heard about that other bit of gossip?
Which of a bit
What's
was
that?
it?
Who told me this?
Don't worry about it. Told
I think you might have told me.
Go on.
Some guy or girl, I think it was a girl, stayed at her new boyfriend's house. Fuck, who told me? Anyway, stayed at a new boyfriend's house. I think it was his parents. Had a shit. Wouldn't flush. Embarrassed.
Yeah.
Picked it up. Threw it out the window. It was double glazing. Hit it and rolled between the two.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, so it's sort of wedged. It's
So
now
it's
wedged.
stuck.
But they didn't.
What would you do?
Didn't she say eventually? Go. I've managed to lodge a turd between your two glazing panels. I don't know if I've told you this on the podcast as well. A good friend of mine told me 2 stories that happened. No, that's a lie. A good friend of mine told me about another good friend of mine, 2 things that he did. One, he said to my other friend, "Can you come and look at this flat with me? I'm thinking of buying this flat and in this new block or whatever." And they look around the flat and you know, if you're looking at like a flat, you're not meant to use a loo, but he's like, "Oh, I really need a poo." So he nipped and had a poo, flushed the loo, but none of the plumbing had been plumbed in.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
So just let him. So he come out and went, "We have to go." But the annoying thing was he really liked the flat, but obviously couldn't buy it.
Oh, God.
And then the other one was
God.
he came. He was on the train and he really needed a shit again. So there's something wrong with him. And the train toilets weren't working, and he got to Brighton Station, and the loos are right over the other side, and he knew he wouldn't make it, so he decided to go into the passport photo booth and did it in there.
Oh,
But as
God.
you well know, the curtain only comes down to waist high.
Did a shit in a pass.
Yeah, in the passport.
What, with everyone could
Well,
see
the
bit?
only bit that isn't covered is by the curtain. Is from the waist down. So he pulls the curtain, thinking he's safe, and then But to be fair, he's not
God.
that kind of. But he was desperate and thought, "I'm going to have to go. It's either going
Yeah.
in."
Oh yeah, to be
Just-
fair, I
yeah.
mean, you know.
I feel
Yeah.
for him. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gossip number 4.
Hello, my name is James. A friend of mine slept over. We were both 10 years old. We shared a bed, top and tail. After lights out, we were talking, and I started a game of Would You?
There's so much information in that.
I said, "Would you suck your own mum's tits?" He went very quiet and didn't answer. About 5 minutes later, he said, "I want to go home." I had to wake my mum up to walk him home down the road. When my mum got back, she said, "Well, that was nice, James." I asked what she meant. She replied, "Taking your friend home." And at his front door, his mother asked why he came back, and he said, "You asked if he'd suck his own mother's tits." I denied it, and we never spoke again.
Dear.
God.
Ah, dear.
Why is that so funny?
Oh, my chest hurts. God.
God almighty. He's another one who couldn't be asked to go into too much detail.
Yeah.
With his friend.
Would you? Suck it. I want to go home.
Creeped him out. Disturbed him.
Gossip number 5.
Okay, this is from Sam. So, hi, Gossipmongers. This email is all thanks to a good mate, Tom, who first introduced me to the show. We're both massive fans and he's been egging me on to share this story ever since. I'm kind of hoping it gets picked to be read out, as this will be an early Christmas present and you'll have saved me a tenner. This is my story of how Christmas died.
Bloody hell.
But before we get to that fateful day, I have to rewind back a couple of weeks and explain the series of unfortunate events that unfolded prior to me dying inside. I was 19 at the time and 4 months into a relationship with a girl who lived in the town over from me. This was the longest relationship I'd ever been in at the time, and needless to say, I was head over heels in love with her. She explained to me that she was still very good friends with her ex-boyfriend and promised that her visits to his house were totally platonic.
Oh, God.
Often just to watch films.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Hate that age.
being the overly trusting person that I was back then, I decided to let this go ahead without questioning it too much. This was until one day, very near Christmas, when I came to pick her up from the house.
You picked her up as well.
She jumped into the passenger seat of my car, holding a big rectangle box.
What is that?
I don't know.
I thought you knew.
No,
I was like, what does he want? What don't I know?
No.
What is that? I asked. She told me it was a present from Dave.
Dildo.
Dildo Dave.
Yeah, but what is it? I curiously asked again.
Oh, God.
She didn't know, but she was eager to find out and proceeded to tear the wrapping paper off in front of me. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Well, she opened up the plain cardboard box, and there it was, an enormous fluorescent blue dildo.
David.
This has happened to you.
I knew that.
The thing was about the length of a forearm, with small bubbles protruding from the shaft, and a giant rubber mass at one end that looked like some sort of bell end crossed with a fist.
What was at the other end, sorry? A mass?
Like a mass of
a
like...
mass?
Yeah.
Massive.
Like that.
Yeah, load of...
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Looked like some sort of bell end crossed with a fist. A fluorescent blue angry dragon cock.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I did what...
Jesus Christ. Secret Santa.
I did what any self-respecting boyfriend would do in the situation. I went mental. She instantly played it down. I don't know why you got me this, she kept proclaiming, followed by promises of, I won't use it. After talking me down for God knows how long, she convinced me to leave her ex-boyfriend's driveway. We drove off.
Yeah.
They just sat there.
Should we do this?
Inside playing
Should we be doing this around the
Nintendo.
corner?
Yeah.
Innocently playing
Yeah.
Mario Kart. I can't believe this.
They're arguing over the dragon cock.
Dragon cock.
He's looking through
Fist.
the net curtains. Oh, she's opened it in the car.
We drove off and she threw the dildo into the back footwell. All was forgiven and forgotten until it wasn't. Roll on Christmas Day. God. Presents were opened, turkey was eaten, and everything was going swimmingly. I'd retired to my bedroom to play a bit of Grand Theft Auto before my family and I were scheduled to head over to our family friend's house that afternoon. That's when my mum poked her head through the door and asked me for a favour. Dad's had a few glasses of port, she announced. Do you mind driving? Yeah, no problem, I replied. I replied, already turning off the TV and wriggling into my shoes. My hastiness getting ready meant that I was the first one into my car while my parents and younger brother were still in the hallway getting their coats on. It was only when I got to the car door that I spotted a bit of forgotten, unfinished business poking its fluorescent fist.
Fluorescent fist.
How did you forget you got that in the car? In your mum's car.
Yeah.
I'm the same with my badminton racket.
Its fluorescent fist / bell end head out from under the front seat. Beads of sweat were already pouring down my brow. I had mere seconds to make this thing disappear before my family piled into the car. I picked it up and swung it about frantically.
I think panic had set in.
Like some sick rubbery ball and chain. I considered the repercussions of throwing it into the road, but it was still broad daylight outside, and it only took one neighbour to see me from their bedroom window, and my name would be totally tarnished for good. In the boot, no time. The glove box it was. My car was a Fiat Punto, a car that I know has the smallest glove box ever. I punched the bobbled fluorescent blue mass into the dashboard and slammed the glove box shut, praying that no one would open it. My mum and brother climbed into the back seat while my dad rode shotgun up front. Your car smells nice and new, my mum mentions. As she got in, probably smelling the rubber. Our family friend's house was no more than 5 minutes' drive away, but a long, bumpy dirt road stood between our driveway and theirs. The car rocked from side to side, and I sweated some more. No one randomly opens a glove box, I thought to myself. But what if the mirrors need a squeegee? Or mum wants a tissue? I gripped the steering wheel with claw-like knuckles. I was so anxious, my family proceeded to chat away, but their words were coming out like static. I think Dad just started complaining about Christmas telly.
Really dull conversation while he's shitting himself about a dragon's cock.
Oh God, that's when it happened. Against all laws of physics, the glove box exploded open. The dragon cock unfolded itself and sprung out like an angry python.
Oh, he'd folded it over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basic
right.
error.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Smacking my dad in the chin. Oh God! smacking my dad on the chin and landing in his lap. I responsibly decided to stop the car as my body was already beginning to shut down. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. My brother was crying with fits of laughter to the point of near vomiting, while my mum pretended not to notice what had just happened and drew her attention to some pretty trees outside the window. My dad looked at me but said nothing. A sheer look of confusion and disappointment spread across his face. It's not mine, I muttered. P.S. My girlfriend and I broke up about a year later. She asked if she could have the dildo back. I told her my dad had it. Merry Christmas. That's from Sam.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, you're too good for anyway, mate.
Yeah.
Gossip number 6.
This is from Anonymous. I wanted a scale X trick badly. Then my birthday came round. Really sunny day, early morning, I'm in bed, asleep, facing the wall. I can hear the buzzing of the cars. I'm over the moon. I open my eyes and turn round. It was a bee stuck in the lace curtains. Gutted.
Oh, that's how you write a bit of gossip. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
It's heartbreaking, isn't
No detail, no fannying about.
So lazy.
Yeah. Do you know
No
what?
capital letters.
I want a lot more of that kind of short, sharp, get to the effing point. God love you. That's going in an all-time classic for me. Exactly. He was gutted. Good man.
Oh, dear.
it? Highlighted blue.
Can you
as
send
well.
him more, please?
Yeah.
Gossip number 7. Celebrity. Ed Gamble.
Hello, Ed Gamble here, and here is my gossip. When I was at school, we had a teacher who had a lot of deep wrinkles on his face, and the rumour was that 10 years previously, a student had bullied him so much that he had started crying and run out of the school. Then 18 months later, he returned to the school, and apparently he'd been crying so much he couldn't stop crying that he had to go to the doctors and have his tear ducts cut out. So 2 of the wrinkles were scars from where they'd had to remove his tear ducts, and now he couldn't cry ever again. Thank you, bye-bye.
Gossip number 7.
This is from Mick. Hi, Mongers. I come from a town in northeast England that is absolutely awash with gossip. Any one of the following real people would have been a good enough story to send in. Daft Bobby and his sidekick Derek, Monkey Allen, the Websters from the garage with their special wooden cups,
I want to hear about them.
I do as
and
well.
John Brownsword and his inside-out house.
God. I'm intrigued.
However, the gossip I'm going to share is about the Bavarian Man. He's picked him for this one.
I'm just going to get comfy, actually. I've got good feeling about this.
As long as I can remember, this man has been sighted riding his bike across town. Physically, he looks like a slim version of Wolf from Gladiators, with long flowing curls halfway down his back.
Oh.
I'd guess he was in his late 50s, but has maintained a youthful look due to all the cycling. The reason he gets his name, the Bavarian Man, is because he is always wearing full German attire, lederhosen, felt jackets covered in badges and trinkets, long woolen socks, and complete with a wide-brimmed hat with a feather pointing out.
Fuck off.
Cycling
What, in the
everywhere.
north of England? Fucking hell.
The unsubstantiated gossip about this man was that he wasn't actually German at all. and just absolutely mental. However, in the process of trying to find out as much information as possible for you all to share, I have actually substantiated these rumours. A guy I know, let's call him Colin, once told me he knew the Bavarian Man's name as he worked in the bank that the Bavarian Man used. I asked him to remind me of it. Vincent Munchen Stockmeyer.
Definitely not German.
It's the name that he used to open the bank, which is about as German as it gets. And Colin even said Vincent actually asked if he could see inside the bank vault to see how it compares to the vaults back at home. I thought this would put the rumours to bed and confirm that Vincent actually was German all along. I was wrong.
What's going on?
When I told my friends that I found out the Bavarian Man's name, one of them replied with, "That's not his real name." I asked what made him think that. The estate agent I worked for helped to sort his mortgage out. He tried to use Vincent Munchen Stockmeyer, but he couldn't. My friend does work for an estate agent, so I asked him to elaborate, knowing that I was about to find out the truth. Why couldn't he use the name Vincent? He replied, he changed his name to Vincent via deed poll, so it's not his actual name. I asked him what his real name was, almost already knowing the answer before I asked. John Smith.
God.
The most English name you could get. Auf Wiedersehen. Mick.
Mick. Do you know what? As soon as someone says it's from someone called Mick, I get my hopes up. I don't know why.
I know what you mean.
That was
Mick,
amazing.
There's
just-
no bullshit
Yeah,
there.
no bullshit with a Mick.
Gossip number 8.
Right. Hello, Poppy, Joe and David. Your recent telling of the Stoshti wanking circle has unfortunately reminded me of a time in secondary school where one of the pupils in my class was what I can only describe as a chronic massive wanker. His name was Michael, if that helps picture him in your mind's eye. What?
Yeah, helps me. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I know. I know the type.
Quite a tall chap.
Michael would constantly be jiggling around in geography and making the desk wobble, instead of focusing on the formation of oxbow lakes. As the jiggling became more frenetic, people near him noticed the tiny squeaking noises were in fact him wanking himself off through his trouser pocket. When called out for this behaviour by friends and or teachers, he would stop and deny any wrongdoing, explaining his actions as just doing the Abergoshny.
Doing the what?
Abergoshny.
The Abergoshny. Oh, God, I thought I was going to faint. I'm just doing the Abergoshny. Sounds like an 80s song by Black Lace. Whatever the fuck that meant. Nobody really asks follow-up questions when you're 12, and no teacher wanted to risk delving into the hormonal actions of a what's-it-smelling twerp. He's
Mad
constantly
Michael.
touching his wang. Just doing Abergoshny. This penis-obsessed Burke continued with his weird behaviour beyond the confines of the classroom. And when the boys of two classes shared a hostel dorm on Year 8 camp, Michael could barely contain his delight when it came to lights off at bedtime. After a cavalcade of group farts and talking about which girls had the biggest norks, Michael proactively steered the conversation to wanking.
Pretty much
Surprise,
nailed
fucking
12-year-olds.
surprise. He seemed to be quite the fleshy connoisseur, advising all in the room about the best methods, with a worryingly regular judder in his voice.
That's so horrible.
Oh, God.
He then encouraged everyone to get on the bar by leaning on the railings of the bunk beds, ensuring your penis was trapped between the metal and your body weight.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
What? Hold on.
So you're on a
What?
bunk bed.
Yeah, I'm on a bunk
You had to
bed.
rest your erect penis on the railing.
Why do you know
What's the
this?
railing? The
Well,
edge
that
of the...
holds you into the bunk bed. And then
Right.
lean onto the top of your penis.
So it's bent across you.
So you got the penis on... Let me get my cock out.
Actually, I don't mind. I think I'm going to need you to do that.
I'm just not going to say anything.
Well, get
Just-
hard.
A bizarre combination of peer pressure and thickness resulted in the majority of boys getting on the bar. To which Michael kept saying, "Yes, mate, skills." Whenever anyone else joined in. I must admit, I did momentarily, but found it uncomfortable and pointless. And one boy, who incorrectly spelled his name Sean, slipped off an upper bunk and somehow hurt his gooch.
What's his gooch?
It's
in between the
Yeah.
balls and the...
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
no man's land.
So
Yeah.
no more Abergoshny for him.
Ever. Whatever.
Abergoshny. What am I thinking of?
Gosh. Agadoo. Gosh.
Stick your cock on the railing. Oh, God. I looked up Michael on Facebook recently. His profile photo was a plate of sweet and sour chicken.
How times have changed.
Oh, dear.
Fucking hell, on the
his
bar.
profile.
Right, can I... I still
Thank
don't
you,
quite
James.
I
understand
don't
how
understand
they did it.
leaning on the dick and the body weight,
Yeah,
sandwiching it.
I thought you
So
would
the bar is the
lean
edge of
onto
the...
your stomach.
Yeah.
So your penis is...
So your
pushed up
penis
against
is
your
sort
stomach.
of like adjacent to your body, like...
Oh, it's there? Is that right?
Like pressed
Let's talk
against
about
your
this
body.
after the podcast.
I don't want to move on
You're
until
thinking sideways, but
Yeah,
it's
well,
not.
yeah,
It's like
but there's-
against you.
Yeah.
So is your tummy down? Are you tummy down?
Yeah, like you're having dry sex with the railing.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Right.
Okay,
Why didn't you just
okay.
say that?
Have you done this, David? I don't know. You just seem
I
to know.
haven't. I can just picture it.
He's just very, very clever.
Yes, I've done the Abergoshny.
We just don't call it that.
Joe, Poppy and David will now choose their favourite room.
Right, here are the top 5 bits of gossip this episode. And they are: number 1, the poo shelf and other poo stories.
Poo shelf and other poo stories.
Yeah,
Is that the German shelf?
yeah,
Because you had a pee story. As
yeah.
well.
So did you.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your mate in the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, the Bavarian Man. Number 3, would you suck your own mother's tits?
Do you like that one?
Number 4, the tale of the dragon cock and the glove box.
Fucking good, aren't
Number 5, the bee and the lace curtain.
Oh, that's nice.
they? Wow. Are they,
Oh.
I literally... No, I can't believe I'm... Okay, I'm down to 3.
Okay,
I think
go
I'm
for
just
it.
gonna
Right,
go
number
with my
1, the
gut.
poo shelf and the other poo stories. Number 2, the Bavarian Man. Number 3, would you suck your own mother's tits? Number 4, the tale of the dragon cock and the glove box. And number 5, the bee and the lace curtain.
It's a bee and the lace curtain. I've just gone with my gut, but I could. But
Right, yeah.
oh, I don't know if this is the right one to
No,
choose.
I'm going to go with my gut, actually.
Yeah.
No,
What have you got?
should be yours? No, don't.
Fucking it.
I'm down
Yeah,
to
I'm
2.
gonna
You
go
down
for
to
it.
2?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
down to
but not a long one and a short one. 2 short ones for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What
Okay.
about you?
1.
Ready? After 3, we'll reveal our answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Suck your own mother's
Bavarian
tits.
Man.
Oh!
I nearly went for
I
that.
nearly went for Bavarian Man. Look, it's on the fold-over bit.
Yeah.
And I got to say,
I
suck
nearly
your
went
own
for
mother's
Suck
tits.
Your Own Mother's Tits, yeah.
Was that with the two you were down to though? Bavarian Man and
think
Suck Your Own
so,
Mother's
yeah.
Tits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you
My first was Bavarian Man, but I'd laugh my head off at Suck Your Own Mother's
I
Yeah.
Tits.
did as well. I loved that one.
So
I would have gone with
Bavarian Man.
either. Yeah.
Bavarian Man was good though. I'm happy with that. I'm not cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poppy,
So-
do you want to open the window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
Let the
everyone
world
all
know.
about the Bavarian Man.
We've lost a bit of a crowd, haven't we? There's not many out there today.
Here we go.
How many is there? About 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
They're dwindling, aren't they?
Bavarian Man. Looked like Wolf from Gladiators. Lederhosen.
What?
What do you mean Lederhosen? What do you mean Lederhosen? You can't just shout words.
He looks like Wolf from Gladiator. Hat with a feather in it.
I'm going to head off.
No.
Yeah.
Biking round. And people looking at him and being like, oh, probably German. Because of the look. Then he's gone to a bank, opened it. I can't remember his name. It's something like
Von
Vincent
Strasbourg or something.
von Strasbourg thing. Someone's like, no, he's not
They
actually
stopped
called
doing
that.
They stopped listening to the podcast. Yeah, definitely.
God,
They're
did this
called
one
those
win?
guys.
What?
Did this one win?
Yeah. Sounds bollocks.
Boring.
We're going to head off.
Fucking hell. He's called John Smith was his name. There.
Angry.
Oh, look how loud that window close was. Christ.
Getting stressy with me.
Wow. Never seen this side of you.
We weren't, they were. We weren't doing that.
They were getting pissed off. Yeah,
we were
yeah.
playing the crowd were getting not enough info. They've waited for an hour and
My
you're
heart-
going, shorts.
My heart's racing with
Is it?
anger. Yeah.
Is it? Is it?
There's a bit my eyes getting a
Well,
Oh well.
that's number 3 then.
bit. Why are we all sad?
Why are we all sad? I'm not sad.
Why are we sad?
I'm not sad.
Because
You
we're all going to
sad?
die in about
I'm
30 years.
Oh, people keep
It's
saying
like an
that.
undercurrent of sadness.
But that's just there all the time.
Oh, scared.
Weighs heavy, doesn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Right, anyway. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah. It's not dwell. I hope you're well, everyone. And,
Thanks
yeah,
everyone.
cheers, everyone. What's the saying again?
From us all at Gossipmongers.
From all the Gossipmongers.
You look so fucked up.
Yeah. I've never
Just a
seen
bit
anyone ever
stressed
grip the bridge of their nose before. Yeah, just say fuck off then.
Fuck off.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.